Hello everybody, this is Caro at Lacey's Creations here in South Australia. How are you all today? I'm great, the weather's great. Well, the weather's off and on. 1 minute it's sunny, then it's raining, then it's cold, then it's warm. But today I'm bringing you this lovely Jane Austen book. Isn't she a beauty? I haven't done anything much to the cover because I didn't want to spoil it, so I've just got this little simple enclosure here of this velvet. And on here I've just resined this little tea card and hung that up off there. And this little charm says, "Made with Love." And on the back, I'll show you those in a minute. So on the spine I have this little dangle, just made with some old jewellery. And then I put this little disc that says, "The love between a grandmother and granddaughter is forever." So I thought, well, it could be a gift to either a grandmother or a granddaughter, or if you didn't want that at all, you can just take it off and have that like that. So, but the book it's just such a beautiful cover, and I really didn't want to do anything to it. I'll just take all this away. So I've just put this little bit of tapestry, upholstery material on the side with this lace there. And the book's just in its entirety bonded leather. It's just a beautiful book. So I've used Tracy Fox's digitals. Tracy Fox has a Facebook group called the Tracy Fox Creative. And if you join up there and become a member, she has freebies in there. So I've used her freebie. And it was a story about Emily, but I've actually adapted it to make it Jane Austen theme. And I've used her little Regency kit off her Etsy shop. So I'll link those two below. And then I've just used a couple of pictures out of a beautiful book that I was given by Natalie Williams. So that's the front pocket. Some lovely stamps in here. They're just, I just thought they were stamps that went with the theme. Beautiful Victorian lady, Regent lady, flowers. So just some lovely little stamps that I've popped in there. And then on the front page I've got this little trifold. So this was one of the freebies out of Tracy's group. And this was out of I've got a beautiful Jane Austen book that I've been using, and that came out of there. Lovely little tag with some stenciling on the back. And I thought this was lovely. I've just made this little pocket here with her looking out the window. Beautiful garden. Everything seems so wonderful to her, as though she was seeing it for the first time. I think writers did a lot of gazing out and pondering what they were going to write about. And this is out of the Jane Austen book. It's a little bit about her character. So I thought I'd just pop that in there. And then just a little scrappy pad in the middle. That could slide in and out. There on that little tag. So that's just the front. And then I've left lots of blank pages that you could put pictures onto or journal onto, and that's lovely embossing that I did with just a bit of washi tape as an embellishment. Lovely printables from Tracy's work. And this is an old ledger piece out of an old 1943, I think it was, and a original little letter there. I won't put them all back, I'll just carry on. And this is a nice vintage piece of lace here. Oh, 1923, that 43. Get it right, Carolyn. 1943, that ledger piece is from. And this is some lovely old onion paper out of a photo album. And here I doubled up the digital, and then I just fussy cut that out to make that nice little pocket. Just another tag out of the kit, and some little scrap pieces of paper in there. Just some nice little writing spaces. So, as I was saying, there are lots of blank pages which are suitable for journaling on, just with a little bit of stenciling. And lots of places where you could put your own pictures. That's out of the kit, but I did print it onto some manuscript paper. Nice little bit of lace there. Oh, and this is lovely. So this is out of the original, this book had all of her stories in it, and all I've done is a bit of stenciling on there because I thought they were lovely journaling pages. So these are the 4 stories that came out of the book. I love this story. Watched it on TV a few times. And of course, Emma. So I just thought that was a nice little idea for extra journaling. And this is one of the little cards, and I've just embellished that with a bit of lace there. Lovely old wallpaper that I've got from Lily, who's on Instagram, and she sells her wallpapers on Instagram. I'll link her below. These are just little pieces out of the kit. And this is a original postcard. It's actually Anne Hathaway's cottage, but I thought it went nicely with that. And they might have been friends, who knows. Another little card out of the kit. Oh, and these are lovely, aren't they? So these are some little dresses that were in the Emily kit, and I've just cut them out, so I thought you could use them as a little journaling spot. And this blue lace is a very vintage lace that I have. I am running out of vintage laces, so I have to use them sparingly. This is just another one of the little cards I've put onto manuscript and sewn around it. And she's lovely there. More book page out of this original book. So all the book pages that I've used are out of this book. Isn't that beautiful? That's just lovely. I love that, Tracy. Tracy's done some really nice work in this kit. And this is also some of Lily's beautiful wallpaper. And I've just fussy cut the lady out of the kit and made that into a paper clip. This is ephemera out of the kit as well. And this is I've got a beautiful Beethoven book, and this has come out of that. And when I cut it out, it was worked out to be 2-sided, so I just left it like that. I haven't done anything to it except ink around the edges. It's the other side of that paper clip. And then I've got these lovely old French postcards. They actually don't have a date on them, but on the cover it was 1932, I think 1933. So they're very old, and I haven't done anything to them. I've just left them so that whoever ends up with the book, if they want to do something to them, they can. And then that's a fussy cut piece of that wallpaper, and then I've used this leftover piece as an edge in there. So I thought the 4 pages just went nicely together. And that's just one of the kit pieces. I've done that on photograph paper, so it is glossy. And I've used very old photo album paper there to back those. There's you'll see that'll come up again. I've done a bit of stenciling. It's more of that beautiful onion paper. And in here I've just got some little scrap pieces of paper, so if you wanted to make your own tags you could. A beautiful old German book I've got. That's 1945, that one. I mean 1845, sorry. It's getting late in the afternoon. And just another original postcard. I know a lot of people alter or change postcards and envelopes and things like that, but I find it very hard. So mostly I just put them in as they are and then let the owners change them if they want to. So this is a little play I had when Natalie Williams was over at my place for a few days. I've got lots of hot foil, a big box full of it. And so we had a little play at just gluing and embossing and putting the foil on. And these are just some of the scrappy bits that were left over. So that's an embossed script piece, and then we put the gold over the top of it. I think some of them have come out quite nice. Now this is just a little secret writing place in here. You can journal on that. And that little booklet was in the kit, so was that number. And then that's just another one of the little pieces of Tracy's fussy cut there. And I've just laid that on some lace as well. Lovely little gold cross paper clip. And this is the original inside cover of the book. And this is beautiful wallpaper that my daughter from Tasmania sent me that. It was made in New Zealand. And just from the feel of it, you can tell it's very vintage. So with the beautiful hydrangeas on, so I've used that. So lots of blank pages, as I've said. It's another little piece to the story. She rushed back inside, took her quill and began at last to write her story. And this is in the garden. I get the impression from reading a bit about Jane Austen, she did come from a affluent family, and they did have big gardens and, beautiful houses to live in. This is a Charles Dickens 1812 to 1870 first day cover. So I've left that just intact, the other side of the ledger. Onion paper. This is another piece of the little Regency kit. And this is very old old school pad that I have. And this lovely paper doily, which I've just added this little pocket to. Book page used there, Pride and Prejudice. And there's a couple of little cards out of the kit. Doesn't want to go back in. Here's another little card. So you can see the difference of it being printed on matte paper as opposed to the glossy. Just made that a little journaling page. And this is original ephemera. It's out of an old British costumes tea card set book that I have. And they're all glued in. Somebody, whoever collected them, has glued them in. So I just took out the whole page and sat it over top of that. And that's out of the kit, isn't it lovely? I just sat that there like that. And you can do whatever you like with it. It's another piece of Lily's wallpaper. And this was a card out of the kit, but I printed that on the glossy, so it looks like a photograph, and then I've just stenciled on top of it with a bit of stenciling paste, and it's on that very old grey photo paper out of the photo album. And this is just beautiful. It's a beautiful picture out of the Beethoven book that I had. And then we have her again. She's out of the membership freebie. This is an old postcard of the Tower of London, and I just thought that went in there. Once again, you can't find a date on it, but I do have these postcards that I got from an antique dealer, and they are, they are all original, and they are very old. And so is this plain card. I've just backed that a little bit, but that's also a very old plain card. More writing space, lots of writing space in this. Oh, and that's an embroidered doily that I've just cut out and put on there as a little pocket. Try and get through quick because it takes a long time. The videos makes them too long. I'm not sure of this. I hear people saying calling cards, please come to tea. So I'm assuming that that's a calling card, but it's got postcard on the back, and that's a 1937 1-penny stamp from New Zealand. So this is, you know, this is very old. But I thought the graphics were lovely for the year. You know, it's so old and yet it looks so modern. Please come to tea. And here's another one of her looking out the window. Another shiny one. And then I've got this lovely old original envelope. I'm assuming she's got a friend from Ireland there. 1953 is on that. It's a lovely little envelope. I thought the owner might like to use in some way. Two more little cards. A lot of these cards I haven't done too much with because I started thinking, oh, I'll add lace onto them and buttons and all the usual things, but the book just gets too chunky, and I'm trying to really rein myself in and not make my books so chunky. So this is another page out of the kit, and I've just embossed it and folded it there like that. Oops. And so that can be a writing space, and then I've just put these little cards inside of it. So there's that one, and they're all on, they've been printed on photo, it's like a little stiff card, but it's out of an old photo album as well. And then a couple of pieces of wallpaper. Just gives you something to play around with or to collage with, or even just write on them if you don't want to do anything with them. I thought that was a nice little idea there. What have I done? And then here Jane is again. I'm calling her Jane, but she was Emily in Tracy's little story. And she was also a bit of a businesswoman, so I've put a couple of little business letters in there. This was in the kit as well. Just aged them up, made them look old, and popped them in there. So it's the business side of things. Another little old card, very old card that one is. Can't give you the dates, but I got them at an auction and I know that they are old. Now this here, I have an antique postcard book which I got empty, and I thought, oh, I'll use that as a layer. But when I started to use it, it was just so brittle and kept snapping. So I've glued it onto the photo paper and you know, glued it all down, and then just embellished with a bit of lace there. And then that's just another piece of the ledger, and I've just embellished that with a bit of texture paste and lace. I've got my daughter visiting, one of my daughters visiting at the moment, and that's her little dog you can hear. This is another lovely piece of wallpaper. And I don't know why, but this is my most favourite page. Every time I look at it, I smile. There's just something about it that I really love. And it's a printable from the kit, but then I've just glued, it had lace up there, and I've just glued another layer of real lace on top of it. And it's just on that photo paper, those little tiny paper clips. And embossed. And then here I've printed on the onion paper, which I thought came up quite nice. That's a lady out of the kit. And that's more of the kit that I've printed on the manuscript. I really like the idea that there's lots of writing space in this. It's another one of her looking out the window. She did a lot of looking out the window, and this is just a little scrappy that I've made. So this piece came out of the kit, and I've just put a little bit of lace on there and picture. Once again, it can just be used for collaging with, or it can be used just as little secret writing spots. More stenciling. So it's 3 signatures. These are more pieces out of the kit, and I've just embellished them with stamps. Made a book page pocket here. I'll pop all that back. And this one, I was inspired by one of Nat Williams' journals. She's done some of these acetate window frames. I'm not sure what you'd call them. So I tried to learn to do that, and then I've just backed it onto some cabbage dyed paper that I had and put a little bit of lace there, and that's on acetate underneath the acetate. So I thought that was just something different, and these are just 2 more little cards. And here's a little silks and sashes, the dinner parties and balls. Just a little prompt. Goes in there. One of the men out of there. Just a little bit of embellishing there. Thought that was quite cute. She's beautiful. And then I'll put this is an original check that I had, so I'll pop that in there just because I thought the colours went all right. That's one out of the kit, and that's one out of the kit. Just there like that. The other side of that onion paper printed on. And this, I just pop these in because I always like to put a little bit of original ephemera if I have it. And I thought the colours went all right with this page. So this is an original Tasmanian check, 1915. Hasn't been copied or anything, that's just the original check. And this is an original, this is a collector's piece. It's a 1935 circa tea card. And I've only got a few of them, so I only put one in. But it is a collector's item, that one, and some stamps, 2 and 6. Bit modern for Jane Eyre. And then I don't know what this is, but it was a little scrappy. It's got a stamp on it. I haven't been able to find a date on it. But it was in one of the books of things that I got just like that. So I've just put that in there as well. And then this is lovely. This is one of her membership freebies, and that was how they were intended to be used. They tucked around, Tracy had made them so that they glued on and tucked around the big tags that came with them. So I've just made that into a little pocket, popped the lace up there. Other side of that wallpaper and ledger. And then this is a kit piece as well. Just did a little bit of stenciling. And then out of this old wallpaper I've made an envelope and just popped in a few of the, a couple of the little kit pieces in there. There was so much ephemera in that kit and I couldn't possibly use it all. So I'll show you what I've done. Let's take that out for a moment. So that's the middle signature picture, and it's just been, I shrunk it down and made a postcard with it. I quite like that. And then this is an original first aid cover from Monaco. I guess that's, what was her name? Princess Kelly, was it? Grace Kelly. I think that was Grace Kelly, 1956. So it's just an original envelope, which I quite liked, went with that. And then here I've made a altered glass end bag. And what have I put in there? So that's part of the story. Hearing the delicate call of the goldfinch one morning, she followed its melody into the bright sunlight of the garden. And I've just put these little goldfinches, which I got out of an Edith Holden book, and I'll put one up there and one there. And then made this little card, which I thought was quite sweet. more of that gold foil on there. So it was a really pretty kit and I really loved it. And I'm sorry, Tracy, that I changed it up to suit Jane Eyre. But I just thought it really lent itself to this little book, and that's why I used it. It's another little card, another postcard, faux postcard that I've made, and my business card there, and my Facebook group and whatnot on it. And then, like I said, there was so much ephemera in the kit that I've just decided to put it all in this little bag and send it along with the book, just so that you can use it up and make some of your own tags, perhaps. We just, you know, when you buy kits and you print it all out, you end up with so many leftovers. And I thought, well, from now on, I'm going to just try and start giving some away to, you know, so that it goes with the book. And like I said, if you want to make some of your own stuff, you can. So, so that's all going in that bag. And then I just have the book board to finish off. So that's the little tea card with the resin. That sort of, it's got a couple of little air bubbles, but it worked out quite well. You can see it's hard. And that's the book board to go with it. So you've got something to lean on when you're writing. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed making it. Thank you, Tracy, for all your hard work that goes into these kits. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.